Okay, so before we get into the trading post for November, in the interest of covering the first year of having the trading post completely, we need to mention BlizzCon and the next expansion because with a new expansion comes new pre-purchase bundles. So if we go to the shop here, I'll give you three guesses what's in the bundle. So depending on what tier you get, you will get an extra either 500, 750, or 1,000 traders tenders, which will become relevant here momentarily when we go over what they're actually selling this month. Because I was looking at things and I was like, things seem like they cost more this time around, and this would be why. Um, People are kind of um, going off about the whole get beta access and 3 days early access thing right now. So nobody's even mentioned the traders tenders. So I would consider this still relevant because they went from doing kind of a standalone thing to this is what they originally said they were doing when the screenshots were data mined of the traders tenders. They said, well, they were for future bundles and things like that. So it wasn't a complete shock, but the 1,000 was to me the amount was kind of surprising. I would have expected like maybe 250, 500, then maybe like 750, something like that. An outright 1,000 is is a bit much. I feel like even for a bundle, um, with no in-game way of earning it. This is basically just trading cash for an in-game currency at this point. So now, with that out of the way, I have completed the November traders log. So actually, I had a uh, pretty easy time. Where's everything? There we go. Actually, I had a pretty easy time with everything. They kind of shifted some things around as they seem to be doing from month to month. Um, so actually got lucky on a few things, so it actually went fairly smoothly over the last few days. Took about 3 days, which is about my average time. So complete 5 mythic dungeons. Just did that just to kind of get back into the swing of Mythic Plus since the new season will start tomorrow when the next patch comes out. Win 5 battlegrounds. So this was the one that kind of went really smoothly. Like 5 wins, just straight. I was leveling my warlock. So as tends to be the case, I've noticed below level 70, between about 68 and 70, there's kind of a sweet spot in there. Um, Alliance typically does really well. It's kind of a bit of a free for all, but it actually kind of levels the playing field. So you don't really get into games where one side is more overpowered than the other. So it really just kind of depends on the classes that queued and just how well you work as a team, how much teamwork you have. So got 5 wins straight off, so that definitely helped. And then this was one that was kind of a new take on tasks they've already had. So you go through and you complete 2 of the quests that are listed. So most of them are the banner world quest where you just fly through the banners. So I like this. This was, I want to say, like 100 towards the goal. So super simple. You just fly around, complete some world quests. Not terrible. I was kind of getting tired of doing the whole like go out and do like 20 world quests thing and all of that because the world quests, quite frankly, just aren't all that great. Um, for being able to level and then at level 70 being able to go out and do different things either for gear or currency, what have you, just not all that great. They're I would say they're the some of the um less some of the duller, I'll say, world quests. Lackluster. That's what I was trying to think of. They're some of the more lackluster since they've started doing the whole kind of world quest thing. So I'm fine with not having the quest where you do like four and then you go to like the emissary and you get like the bonus reward and all that. I'm fine not doing that, but the world quests themselves could be a bit better. I feel like so. And they did, to be fair, they did kind of address that at BlizzCon. So there should be more end game stuff. So I'll be curious to see kind of how like the task and everything works in. I imagine it'll just be whatever's going on in the world. You just got to go do that X number of times. So, um, defeat 25 dungeon bosses. So the trading post slightly overlapped with Hollow's End. So I was running, or I was doing the taking characters through to kill the headless horseman to do the dungeon. So I already had some progress towards this. So between the Mythic Plus, this, and then I was leveling my Warlock. So I did one or two dungeons before I decided to switch over to PvP. Um, so that got this. This took a little bit of work. I don't have the stamina to do dungeons um, the last few days. So this was like one of the last things I did, and then defeated Dragon Isle's world boss, which is a real easy kind of 100 towards your goal. Level up classic cooking. This I just got by accident. I just logged in on a character when I was doing my mount farms last week, um, and just this just popped up. So this was the first one I got this month, and then level upgrade 5. There we go. Upgrade 5 items with flight stones. So they will become useless as of tomorrow. Like they'll just you can't do anything with them. You just need to sell them for gold. They're replacing them with something else for the next patch. So I decided that while they will vendor for gold, might as well use them, upgrade some gear. So even if I just end up selling the gear, so did that for progression, and then win a battleground under 80, which I did on my warlock, as I mentioned. So bit of an odd combination. Um, I looked through. I didn't really find a whole lot of the normal ones I usually do. So I made a bit of progress on the honor, and then at level 70, I went queued up for just random battlegrounds, and it was so one-sided between Horde and Alliance that I played a couple games and I was like, I'm just gonna go do Mythic Plus. So go do some Mythics, get that done and over with. So did that on my did one on my Evoker, and then said, what am I doing? I'm going to be doing this for season 3. So then hopped on to my Druid because that seemed to make more sense. I wasn't really trying to do higher keys or anything, so we're at the point you can't increase your rating or anything. So Made a bit more sense, had a bit more fun. Did some as restoration and then switched over and did one as
Care to take a look
balanced.
around?
So,
I'll be right here when you need me.
oh, I guess might want to get the chest. So the bonus reward were cosmetics. hmm So they were just weapon appearances. Yeah. So there's the dagger. Very kind of simple weapon appearances to be bonus. And then there's the staff. I mean, they're not bad appearances. They're just not what I would consider like bonus. Um, we've had other weapons, and they were. I was gonna say I got more than that. Let me look here. Unless they just don't show up for my. They may just not show up on my druid. I think that's the the case. The preview they do every month. It wasn't anything when that's Legion. That's not going to. That's not going to show me anything. So yeah, they weren't anything super standout. So
Welcome to the trading post.
okay. So this was a bit of a weird one. So as I said, everything seemed to be, to me anyway, seemed to be a bit more pricey this time around. Again, weird they did the weapon transmog thing when there's 3 mounts you can buy in the store. So I don't fully understand that unless they were really trying to push the whole pre-purchase thing. So Spectral Griffin, which I could see some people wanting. Um, not me, not so much. So I have some of these kind of spectral um, animals as pet on my hunter, so I'm just kind of over the whole kind of spectral thing. Um, and then a staff, which is a fairly nice staff. I have to say, I mean, it's kind of a unique design there. And then you have a horde counterpart, so spectral wind rider. You got a pet, which is kind of cute, I will have to say. Kinda like that. If only I did more with companions. And then you have the zebra here, which this one kind of upset some people I saw because it was part of the recruiter friend, which we've had other ones that were recruiter friend too, and I don't remember people getting so vocal about it. Or it was a trading card. Pretty sure this was like a recruiter friend thing. May have been a trading card thing, but I'm pretty sure it was a recruiter friend. Because that's what I remember people saying. Like they went out of their way to get it like at the time, way back when, and now it's just here. So again, not necessarily something I would want necessarily. I mean, it's just kind of a horse model. I don't really have a lot of characters that use horses, so and then another dagger. If you play a class that uses daggers, the last few months have been very good for you. And then a bow, which again is kind of, you know, eh. And then, oh, hold on here. Am I missing? Yeah, okay. So there's 3 pieces to this. So an offhand, and then a staff, Which I mean that's a nice warlock staff. So the bow and then monk. Again, nice monk staff. I like that. If you do inscription, you can kind of make a similar kind of flower kind of staff like that. And then this I really like, but I was kind of disappointed by this because this was something that was heavily tied to like the hidden appearances and things like that. So this was a kind of a looks like a recolor of a brewmaster concept from the artifact weapon. So the rest of these, like, they're more unique appearances. Um, I was just kind of, I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's disappointing. They could take something like this and put it in the game with, a very short quest line that would be something, you could get on your monk and do just for fun and add a little bit of lore or something. Um, and instead, it's part of this whole like three weapon um, bundle thing here. So, and then a shield, which again, I have to admit, like, okay, that's supposed to be a lion. I get that. But I've been a little disappointed with shields because usually I like to collect shields. And then the warlock set, which this is actually the only thing I kind of wanted this time around because this will go good with um, some pieces I already have for my warlock. So, warlock and maybe monk. So, yeah, so there's the warrior, and then there's the monk. So, I kind of did, and then the more I kind of looked at it, I was like, I don't think I like that. I'm of two minds here with this. So, it just doesn't look like anything from Pandora. I think I kind of get what they were trying to go for. And then your foam sword rack, which I believe, again, may be mistaken, but I believe this was TCG thing, a trading card thing at one point, or in some way unattainable now. Otherwise, one-handed sword, a shield, which I'm pretty sure was from a previous trading post. Um, stand. There we go. Sword. Very nice two-handed sword. A hat that for some reason they were putting some sort of emphasis on. I don't get it. I haven't really done much with the whole Neffin. I haven't really done any of that. It just didn't interest me. So I may be missing something here with like a reference or something. And then the staff that I already have from one of the previous ones. I do kind of appreciate the fact that they do add some things from, um, you know, the other trading post just in case there was maybe something you wanted that you didn't get. Um, weapon, which actually kind of has some animation to it, so I kind of appreciate that. Um, and then a shield, which seems like a recolor of another one. Um, and then, of course, your cloak and uh, cloak and cowl sets, which are kind of a brown set, which actually go with quite a bit of different things. So I was actually kind of excited when I saw that. And then just a very plain looking. I'm guessing they had some like assets setting around, so they're just trying to use them now. And then there's the liquid transfer apparatus, so your bucket, your sword, yeah, one-handed sword. Again, cloak, which does look very much like cloaks we had in Pandora. So there does seem to kind of be a rhyme or reason to this. And then there's a belt. Yeah, there's your belt. And a very, okay, you can put your armor back on. And then a very, what is this supposed to be? Like a pole arm. There we go. Very kind of simple looking pole arm. So that is the trading post for November. So uh bit odd, I would have to say. So as I said, I wanted the warlock that binds to account. So mail that to my warlock. And then mhm. And it actually was the pieces I needed. I kind of already had a head figured out, but I needed the shoulders and the belt. So when I was looking at this on my warlock, I was like, that is the same tint, that same kind of purple tint, purple and gold tint that I was trying to find, other pieces to transmog. And I like the shoulders. I like how they're kind of like gargoyles. So yeah, it's kind of a nice. I was disappointed with the head. It looked like it maybe should have had an animation or something. When you look at the same thing with kind of the warlock or the monk. I started out looking at shoulders and I was like, I like the shoulders. I like what we were trying to, but then the more I looked at the head and everything, I'm like, no, no, no. Um, yeah, and I think that's as much as I like this, I cannot see spending 650 for it. Um, not really interested in the mounts. Oh, need to get my cloaks. Collected them all up until now. So I've begun using them here and there. So there we go. I've got both of those. And yeah, so not interested in the mounts. I do kind of like that staff. It kind of reminds you of one Medivh would have. Uh, yeah, I don't think it has anything very similar. Perhaps not entirely sure. Yeah, because I think Medivh staff looks more like the legendary staff a bit more. I don't think it actually has the what I'm assuming is some sort of a raven up top. Could be completely wrong. That's my amateur guess. So ravens are more common in the game. So um, yeah, I don't use any of these. Again, just doesn't need to level my hunter next. I was thinking, but I just do not. This looks like it's from like two different expansions. Like the wood and all that, fine, but then this looks like it's from Legion or like Burning Crusade or something. It just doesn't. I have bought, I think, all the bows up until now, but this just didn't even. I can't see ever using this. Um, Warrior, I guess, did I miss? I did. I missed some of these. So, that is kind of a nice set, I have to admit. Though, I don't know how much a warrior is going to use a white sword and a white shield. Did I look at all these? Yeah. Yeah, that was flower staff. Yes, I just skipped that. And then that we've already purchased. I do kind of like the foam sword. The whole foam sword thing. I might grab that just for the sake of it. I do tend to use toys from time to time. And what is this? That is a one-handed mace. I don't know, I kind of like that. Kind of like the more mech stuff, especially for my shaman, since she's an engineer. So we bought that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab this because I kind of like that since it has like the little animation of the wheels. It's 150. I feel like that's fair. And then the foam swords are 425. Do I really want? Do I really want them that badly? Might think about that. Might think about that. So yeah. So there you
I
go,
told you
folks. So
before you
there
say
was
no.
the trading post for November. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.